So, Steve, there were a bunch of surprises overnight. One of them is the youth vote traditionally goes to the Democrats. Not so much in this one.
Yeah, big movement here. Let's call up the exit polls from last night. Take a look.
Okay.
Voters under 30. And we got here a comparison to what happened last night and what happened 4 years ago. So last night, now, Democrats still won. We say Democratic candidate because it was Harris last night, Biden in 2020. So Harris wins the youth vote by 13 points. But 4 years ago, Joe Biden won it by 24 points. So basically got cut in half. And the other interesting part about this is overall, we had a gender gap last night, but it wasn't as big as people were expecting it to be. But it was massive among the youngest voters. Among men under 30, Harris won by 2 points. Wow. Among women under 30, Harris won by 36 points. So the gender gap is growing among the youngest group of voters. Overall, less Democratic, but look at that gap.
Thought it was also interesting that in the last election, Biden won women by a larger margin than Harris won women in this election.
Yeah.
That's the case?
And it's not just that. In the last election, too, that share that Biden had among women was a bigger margin with women than Trump had with men. Last night, it was a wash. Trump won men by 10. Harris won women by 10.
Let's look back at the board and let's talk about Texas for a second, because Texas was one of those states that some Democrats were thinking maybe we can make some inroads here. What happened?
Yeah, Democrats had two hopes in Texas. In their I dream night, they were going to win Texas in the presidential race. And not only did that not happen, but this for Trump, just check this out compared to what happened 4 years ago. Trump won here by less than 6 points in 2020. He more than doubled that margin in Texas. But what Democrats were really hoping for out of Texas last night was they really don't like Ted Cruz, Senator Ted Cruz. They thought they could unseat him last night. The polling had been closer in that race than in the presidential, and it was closer than the presidential. I'll take this one off just so you can see there. But Cruz does win this thing comfortably in the end. You know, one of the things in Texas, we'll put the presidential results back up there. One of the things that powered Trump and Republicans, Cruz included, look down here, you know, deep South Texas along the border. You see a lot of red in here. These are overwhelmingly Hispanic counties. I just want to show you, back in 2016 when Trump first came on the stage, this was all blue in here. He has turned the border red.
You can see what happened. Let's talk about Iowa, because there was that big Des Moines Register poll that said, wow, it looks like Harris is actually winning in this red state. Everybody was shocked. People were saying, are there going to be more Iowas out there? Actually, Iowa stayed red. Yeah,
there were more Iowas out there, just not in the direction people were thinking, I would say. You know, what was in that poll that got so much attention? The pollster had a great track record. That's why people were saying, maybe there's something here. The story behind it in those numbers was there was incredible movement among women in the suburbs, independent women, senior women, that was going to power. We thought maybe connected to abortion, but I'll tell you what, Dallas County, this is the classic suburban county right outside Des Moines. And I can show you, Trump wins there. And again, it ends up being better for Trump this time than last time. If anything like that poll had been happening, this would have been a landslide or a big win for Harris there.
And Steve, we still have some states we haven't called. When do you expect that we might see some movement with those?
Yeah, so let's call up the national map here. I think the most immediate one potentially is in Michigan. You can see here it's about a 90,000 vote lead for Donald Trump. And I can tell you what we're waiting on mainly is coming out of Wayne County. This is Detroit. This is massive population-wise. We may get some clarity there today. The issue in Nevada and especially in Arizona, I'll just show you the results there. In Nevada, Trump does have a pretty strong 5-point advantage. They have vote by mail that can continue to come in, get counted. You know, that could take a bit. And in Arizona, you know, again, this is a good position for Trump to be in, but they do release big batches of that vote by mail over days now. So you want to see what that starts to look like, too.
All right, Steve, thanks so much.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.